Hello, everyone. Welcome to Therapeutic Yoga class today. And today's class, we are highlighting acid reflux or the dreaded heartburn. Now, please understand this is not a class to diagnose or to specifically treat gastroesophageal reflux disease, but it is a class to help you when you've got belching, when you've got some esophageal burning, maybe a bitter taste in your mouth, a dry cough, because of what you have eaten, when you have eaten, or laying down too soon after eating. And this will help you hopefully diminish the symptoms of acid reflux. But of course, there are many different causes that can be attributed to gastroesophageal reflux disease, and we are not touching on those ones today. Now, to begin class, I think it's very important for us to talk about what a therapeutic yoga class for acid reflux would not include. We will not be laying down on our mat. In fact, if you're dealing with any symptoms of acid reflux, the very last thing you would ever want to do is perform any sort of movements laying down because of the basic anatomy of our stomach and our esophagus. So to begin class, I want you to help yourself find your anatomy so that you understand what we need to do today to improve those symptoms. So take your left hand and place the left hand underneath your left chest area at the intersection of where you feel ribs. Have your fingertips so that they're relatively midline to your trunk. Your hand is generally right now resting on your stomach. Where your fingertips are, just to the left of midline, is what is called your lower esophageal sphincter. It is round muscular structures that open and close as you drink and eat food. Because of its location just to the left, not only do we not want to lay down flat after eating, after drinking, or do any yoga laying down flat, but with our esophagus running midline to the center of our chest and our stomach being to the left, we would never want to do any activities laying down to the right, because all of the acid from your stomach will come up into the sphincter and into the esophagus and likely worsen your acid reflux symptoms. So any laying down that you want to do as far as yoga poses or post eating and drinking should be either with the head of your bed elevated or laying on your left side. Now, that esophagus literally sits deeper than your heart in your cavity between where your stomach is and where your throat is. So we want to begin with a nice, easy exercise to start working on lengthening our esophagus. So place your hands onto your thighs, have your feet about hip distance and underneath your knees. Have your sit bones relatively close to the front of your chair here, seated cat-cow to really create beautiful length of your esophagus and one of the best things to do to reduce your acid reflux. Take an inhale, roll the pelvis forward, lift the tailbone, lengthen up with the rib cage. Now squeeze through the shoulder blades, lengthen the neck and gaze up. Listen, if it makes you burp, let it happen. Then as you exhale, pull the abdomen in, tuck the tailbone under, curl through the rib cage, spread through the shoulder blades, chin to the chest, all the way gazing into the belly here. 2 more times. Inhale, roll the pelvis forward, lift the tailbone, reach nice and high with the chest, squeeze through the shoulder blades, lengthen through the neck and gaze up. And then as you exhale, pull the abdomen in, tuck the tailbone under, curl through the rib cage, spread through the shoulder blades, chin to the chest, gaze into the belly button. 1 more time. Take an inhale, roll the pelvis forward, lift the tailbone, lift high with the chest, squeeze through the shoulder blades, lengthen through the neck and gaze up. And as you exhale, pull the abdomen in, tuck the tailbone under, curl, curl, curl through the chest, spread through the shoulder blades, chin to the chest, gaze to the belly button. And then slowly sit yourself all the way back up into the seated position. So simply doing that, moving the spine in both directions, you're creating length and shortening through the esophagus. Now let's do a quick little technique for that lower esophageal sphincter before we stand up and do some other motions. So find the middle of your rib cage at the bottom of your ribs. Find fingers there and then gently walk those fingers a little tiny bit over to the left. Sometimes if your esophagus and your lower esophageal sphincter are a little bit cranky, you can actually feel very tender right there. Allow yourself to slowly sink your belly downwards, curl your rib cage. And then with the pads of your fingers, lightly press into your belly a little bit and just pull your fingertips downwards towards your left hip and pelvis. Then as you inhale, gently start to lift yourself upward just until you feel a little bit of a tug where your fingertips are. It may not even be fully upright if your esophagus is really tight. Allow yourself to hold yourself there, lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin. Take a nice deep inhale to where your fingers are. Let that diaphragm stretch that esophagus and lower esophageal sphincter, and then slowly exhaling out. Let's do one more breath. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then gently relax your fingers, relax your hands, and time to get up into standing. Place your chair to the top of your mat. Allow yourself to have your feet about a foot or so behind your chair so that the seat pan is facing you. Line up the outside of the feet with the outside of the mat. Take a moment here to find your nice good mountain pose or Tadasana. So gently rock at your ankles forward and backwards. Once you find that you have the balance between the front of your feet and your heels, so not all of the weight is into your heels, take a moment to gently tighten and relax through your knees, and then bring your hands up to your pelvis and allow yourself to tilt and to tuck through your tailbone a few times. As you do so, see if you can find the halfway mark for you, and then try to let your tailbone just settle downwards. Take your left hand up onto your chest, right where that esophagus is, and your right hand onto your abdomen just above your belly. Now with the left hand and the chest, take a deep inhale. Lift nice and high. Hold your breath here. Look down. Find the toes as you realign your rib cage. And as you exhale, let that rib cage come directly down on top of the pelvis. Soften through the belly completely. Then take the right hand up onto the left hand, gently and lightly compressing downwards and inwards. Then stretching the upper part of your esophagus here in Tadasana. Lengthen through the back of your neck and settle your chin towards your throat. You may feel a nice little light stretch through the fascia of your neck. Hold that downward movement with your hands as you lengthen the neck, settle the chin. Take a nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then gently lower your hands down to the side of your body. Shrug your shoulders up on an inhale. Rotate your hands all the way open and keep rotating until your shoulder blades come together. Then settle your shoulder blades down and soften through your hands. Beautiful Tadasana pose. Feel the weight into the balls of your toes, but your toes are nice and relaxed. Soften through your knees. Let the tailbone let go. Relax through your abdomen. Take a nice, slow, deep inhale into your belly. Let your belly expand here, and then as you exhale, slowly let the air come out. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then gently opening your eyes. Take an inhale and slowly bring your arms up to shoulder level. Then as you exhale, start to sit your hips all the way back as you bend your knees. Chair pose. Now chair pose, you're trying to mimic the chair in front of you, but go to the strength of your quads and your gluteals. Now picture that esophagus in the front. We want to transition chair pose into what's called thunderbolt pose. So now take your thumbs and point your thumbs upward. Push down into your feet, push out through your knees, squeeze through your glutes as you get a nice strong lower body strengthening exercise. Then as you inhale, lift the arms, chest, and neck upwards. Beautiful lengthening through your esophagus here. Take a deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more time. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then as you inhale, lift nice and high. As you exhale, create a small forward fold. Now, don't drop yourself all the way down into a full forward fold. Again, if we're dealing with reflux, we don't want to invert our stomach. We want to keep it nice and level. So just gently inhale into a halfway lift as you place weight into your hands. And then as you exhale, just do a small little forward bend, dropping just a tiny bit here. Lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin, and allow yourself to lift the tailbone upwards. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then as you inhale, come up into a halfway lift. As you exhale, step the right foot back. Now, when you step the right foot back, turn the outside of the foot so that it lines up with the bottom of your mat. Then using your nice, strong left quadricep, take an inhale and stand yourself all the way up. Positioning yourself with the left foot all the way facing towards the chair, the right foot, hip and pelvis all the way to the side of your mat. Triangle pose, an excellent pose to lengthen through the esophagus on the right side. Take an inhale and lift the arms all the way up to shoulder level. As you exhale, slowly shear your fingertips like you're trying to reach for the top of the chair. Then take an inhale, lift the right arm up in the air, and as you exhale, lower the left hand down, either to the chair or gently down to your leg. You kind of pick whichever feels better for you. Now, right hip, pull it backwards, lifting up with the arm. Allow yourself to feel that length through the right side of your body. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then as you inhale, bring yourself all the way back up. As you exhale, relax your arms down. Gently step your right foot forward next to your left foot. Allow yourself to gently hinge through your hips, bend through your knees. Here we go. Take that chair and lift it up, and then allow yourself to rotate it perfectly to the opposite side of the mat and position yourself exactly again about foot distance away from your chair. Not worrying about all of the steps of Tadasana this time. Take an inhale and lift your arms up to shoulder level. As you exhale, sit into your chair pose. Number 2, pushing down into the feet, out through the knees, squeeze through the glutes, brace through the abdominal, shoulders are relaxed. Now, chair pose isn't what we want for acid reflux. We want full-on thunderbolt. So turn those thumbs upwards. Take an inhale and lift as you lengthen that esophagus away from the stomach. As you exhale, hold it right here. Push out with those knees. Push down with those feet. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then take an inhale and push and pinch your glutes. Lift your arms. And as you exhale, lower your arms all the way down. Take an inhale, lifting all the way forward. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips, bend at your knees. Place your hands down into the chair. Not a deep folds. So take an inhale, coming into a halfway lift. As you exhale, just bend your elbows a little bit, finding yourself in just a partial fold here, but lift the tailbone up, find the length through the back of the legs. Take a nice deep inhale in, and then exhaling out. Then as you inhale, push up into your arms. As you exhale, step the left leg back. Now doing the same thing we did on the opposite side. Turn the left foot now to the front of your mat. Right foot stays facing towards the chair. Then as you inhale, lift yourself up. Nice, strong right quadriceps. Now find your alignment here to set up for triangle pose. So the right foot and knee are facing towards the chair, but the pelvis, left hip, and leg are all lined up to the side of your yoga mat. Then once you have yourself there, take an inhale, lift your arms all the way up to shoulder level. As you exhale, start to shear as you bring your fingertips towards the chair. Can you touch the top of your chair? Definitely not. Then take an inhale, lift the left hand in the air, and as you exhale, lower the right hand to the chair or down to your leg if you so desire. Now, finding that length through the left side of the esophagus here. Pelvis, really pull the left pelvis back. Allow yourself to lift nice and high with that left hand. Deep inhale in, exhaling out. Slow, deep inhale in here, and exhaling out. Then as you inhale, lift yourself all the way back up. Exhale, relax the hands down. Take an inhale, step that left foot towards the right foot. Exhale, relax here. All right. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take your chair, bring it back to the center of your yoga mat, and then have yourself standing in front of the chair, Arms up, nice and tall, feet hip distance apart. Take a deep inhale in, and as you exhale, slowly sit yourself down into the chair. Hands back onto the thighs, feet underneath the knees, half of the leg bone on the chair, half of the leg bone off the chair. So at this point, we have stretched through the esophagus in sitting. We have created length to what is called our lower esophageal sphincter, which sits just to the left of the bottom of our ribs. We then, in standing, created beautiful length through the entirety of our esophagus, as well as lateral bending of the esophagus. The only thing we have left to do is to, just like a sponge, wring out any tension that's still left there. So in this position, take your left hand to the outside of your right knee, your right hand to the back of the chair. Take an inhale and lift nice and tall. And then as you exhale with the left hand, push into the right leg and twist through the rib cage. Lengthen through the back of the neck, settle through the chin. Take a deep inhale here. And as you exhale, turn that chin all the way towards that right shoulder and settle your gaze back as far to the right as you can. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more breath here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. Then as you inhale, unrotate your eyes. As you exhale, unrotate your head, your neck, and then your rib cage. Spinal twist to the opposite side, fully wringing out all of the soft tissue and muscles of the esophagus. Right hand to the outside of the left knee, left hand to the back of the body. Take an inhale and lift yourself up into your chair. As you exhale, push with that right hand as you create that trunk rotation to the left. Then take an inhale, lengthen through your neck, settle through your chin, and as you exhale, twist that neck all the way so that the chin is over that shoulder, and take those gaze of those eyes all the way back to the left. Deep inhale in and exhaling out. One more beautiful breath here. Nice deep inhale in and exhaling out. And then on your inhale, unrotate your eyes. And then on your exhale, unrotate your head and your neck and then your rib cage. Now, feel for yourself. How is your burning? Do you feel any bitterness in your mouth? Maybe you haven't coughed since you started moving and stretching your esophagus. We're on the right track. So take your hands to the center of your heart. Sit nice and tall. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Settle through the chin and put a beautiful smile on your face. Take a deep inhale into your belly and exhaling out. Namaste. The highest in me salutes the highest in you. Thank you for joining me. And remember, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a great day.